Hello and welcome back. Tonight I am doing a Whips and Sips continuation on my collab piece with Cherri of Diamond Art Addiction. I am Lisa of Diamonds and Stitches, and I am going to, it's our Wednesday, and our Wednesday collab piece, and I am going to continue on working with this. Now, I have discovered a few things on this canvas. One is the popping drills are alive. And second, I didn't notice this when I first peeled back the paper on my canvas, but I have a lot of bubbles, and I did not realize that when I first started, and so I have been battling that recently. And yeah, so between the popping drills and yeah, so anyways, I'm pursuing. I have fixed some of the bubbles and some of the bigger ones, the bigger rivers and bubbles that are in here I'm working on. So hopefully I will get that resolved. It's my hope anyways. So I know, I'm sorry, I'm sick, so if you hear me hacking and wheezing, I apologize. Let me back up just a second. Okay, my whip is the collab piece that I'm doing with Diamond Art Addiction, and I think we're calling it Glitter Heart Art or Heart Rainbow Heart. I'm not sure, but anyways, this is the piece that we're working on, and I've actually done quite a bit. I have done quite a bit. So probably not as much as Cherri, because she is a diamond painting queen. I'm telling you, she just goes at it. But I did spend some time over the long weekend working on it, and that's where I noticed my popping drills. So anyways, and then my sip, yes, I know, completely original, still my flavored water slash French vanilla cappuccino, I guess it's called. And so that is what I am sipping on while I am working on this. So in order for us to get to know each other better, Cherri and I are doing some tags for our whips, and tonight is part 2 of our Get to Know Me tag. You're gonna love week 3. It's pretty awesome. But week 2 is pretty good too. So part 2, there's 30 questions. I'm going to try and get through these so that we're not here for like 2 hours, okay? Because you probably don't want to listen to me for that length of time. So number 1 is, what is your favorite Netflix show? Okay, that is way too difficult. I mean, honest to Pete, that is way too difficult of a question. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you know that I am a Netflix queen, and I have a lot of shows. I have a lot of shows that I like to watch. And so I don't know that I can think of a favorite, but there's a lot I watch. So, yeah, like I like The Queen. I have watched What If. Orange is the New Black has always been a favorite. What else do I watch? Oh my god, there's so many, you guys. Like, seriously, if you watch my channel, you've heard me talk about my Netflix shows and loves and what I watch. So I can't honestly pick a favorite. What type of music do you listen to is question number 2. I listen to everything. I am a country, rock and roll, rap, underground beat, classical. I listen to it all, honestly. And I go in spurts that, you know, I listen to like a lot of 80s music, or I'll listen to some classical music, or I'll get back into country for a while, or I listen to, like, my kids are, you know, 19 to 28. And so, and I was kind of the cool mom. Okay, I'm still a cool mom. And I listen to like all the new music as well, and can sing quite a bit of it. I can't carry a tune, but I can sing to it. Excuse me, sorry. And so yeah, I listen to pretty much everything. Show tunes, all kinds of stuff. But I have to say, probably 80s music, growing up in the 80s, you know, that genre, we have the best music ever. So there's that. Okay, number 3. What is the craziest thing you have done? I don't know. I've lived an awful long time. All of 50 years. And what is the craziest thing I've ever done? I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know how to answer that. What is the craziest thing I've ever done? Some things I can't mention. Yeah, like, wow, okay, we're gonna leave that one alone. Yeah. I mean, I guess if I was really gonna say something, moving cross country, moving to the States was kind of crazy, given that, you know, I'm a big family person, and we came here with like just our own little immediate family, 3 kids, and each other, my ex-husband and I. And so that was hard, only because, you know, I miss my family. But I don't know that that's a crazy thing. So, you know, people do it for jobs all the time. So I don't know. Okay. Number 4, describe your first crush. Okay, I actually know this. And like, I was truly in love with this guy. Like, I was in love with this guy. And, you know, like, I guess everybody can say, like, they had a first crush when they were in kindergarten or first grade. Okay, I don't remember those ones, but I remember my high school crush. Like, I was obsessively in love with this guy. I used to write his name and the last name, you know, doodle it in my book. He was a coach of mine from the swim team. And so, you know, we saw each other every day. And he was a couple of years older than me. And so I thought that that was like pretty awesome. And we went, our very, very first date was, we went to 16 Candles. And forever since, that movie is like in my probably top 10 of movies that I still love, because it just brings back like such happy memories. Mostly, you know, I mean, it was high school, teenage angst, that whole thing. But he was in university, and man, I loved him. Oh yeah, I did. I had a lot of jealousy, but yeah, he was a good guy. But he had some health issues, and you know, honestly, we lost touch when he was probably in his 3rd year of university, and I'd left high school, and I haven't seen him since. So no idea what he's done. Okay, what theme parks have you been to? Sadly, okay, does West Edmonton Mall's theme park count? I've been there a lot of times. And then of course, like our summer, you know, what do they call it? Like Klondike Days back home in Alberta. That, I guess maybe that's more fair. And then, I don't know which is the Disney park in Florida. I've been to that. And that's pretty much it. So that's really sad. Okay, number 6. Who was your childhood best friend? I honestly don't remember her name. And I think we covered this last week. Some of these questions might be repeats. But I truly don't remember her last name. I mean, I don't remember her name at all. But I do remember how much, I really liked her. And, yeah. Yeah, so I couldn't tell you what her, this is really sad. I'm batting 1,000 here. Okay, number 7. What is your favorite genre of film and why? I probably like comedies the most. I love laughing, and even though I've been told I have a hyena laugh, I love laughing, and I think laughter is infectious, and it's just, when you're feeling kind of and you need a pick me up, there's nothing better than watching a funny movie to get you out of either a bad mood or, kind of not feeling great, whatever the case is. And so, yeah, I think I like comedy the best. And then, any kind of like romantic comedies as well. I kind of like those too. Number 8. What was your dream job as a kid? I honestly wanted to be an oceanographer. Like, that was anything that had to do with water when I was younger. I mean, other than I'm going to be a ballerina or I was going to be a airline stewardess or something like that, right? Because, like, clearly those were jobs that, okay, again, back in the, girls had, it was very, very separated. Girls worked in the office and men were did whatever. It was very separate. And today it's so not like that. Everybody can do anything. And it's just as the way it should be. But I liked anything that had to do with sea life and water. And I always thought that would be like the ultimate, like, so much so I wanted a dolphin tattoo on my ankle, and I probably talked about it from the time I was like 14 up, and my mother would not let me have a tattoo on my ankle. And even when I turned 18, she was like, no, you're not getting a tattoo on your ankle. Okay, I have a tattoo, not in a place on my ankle, and not a place that most people see it, and it is not a dolphin, but I'm kind of glad I didn't get it. But that's a story for another time. All right. Number 9. What is your coffee order? It depends on the season. In the summertime, it is a Trenta passion tea lemonade with extra shot of vanilla, no ice. In the fall, I mean, sometimes it's a pumpkin spice latte. It's more a chai latte with vanilla. I really like vanilla. Or it's a white chocolate mocha. Everything's always decaf, low fat. Yeah. Or a vanilla latte. And then, of course, in the wintertime, always a chai, eggnog, vanilla latte, no water. Oh my gosh. I love those. And they're the whole reason why I gain about 17 pounds in the wintertime. So, love those. Okay, number 10. What is your favorite thing to order on Uber Eats? Okay, I'm not joking. I'm so not joking. I'm cheap. Okay, again, frugal, whatever the new word is, frugal. My bosses are like, no, Lisa, it's frugal. Okay. I won't order off of Uber Eats because here's the thing. When you order on Uber Eats and off the menu, they jack the price of the menu up, and then, and then you have a small delivery charge, or sometimes no delivery charge at all, right? Because that's the whole thing. But if you look at the menu price of Uber Eats compared to what you pay when you go yourself, and so I'm way too cheap for that. And so I won't do it. I won't do it. So I don't have a favorite order on Uber Eats. Now, my boyfriend, on the other hand, he has no problem, and I have no problem spending his money. But he will Uber Eat, and but I have not done that with him. He Uber Eats when he's out of town working, and which is understandable. But no, I'm way too cheap, you guys. I won't do it. Excuse me. All right, number 11. Have you moved from home? Where to, and how was the experience? Okay. Have I moved from home? I mean, yes, as soon as I turned 18 and I could move out of my house, I did so. And I moved in with my now ex-husband. We rented an apartment together, and it was still fairly close to, both of our parents. And so we did that. And then, and it was great. I mean, I liked living on my own, sort of. I mean, it was a big change from, living at home and not having a whole bunch of responsibility and paying bills to, holy crap, what have I done? And rent's a real thing, people. Your parents might, let you, slide for a few days, but your landlord won't. And so yeah, power gets turned off when you don't pay a bill, apparently. So that was quite an experience. And then we moved from Canada to the United States. So we moved from Alberta to Washington State, and that's about a 14-hour drive straight through. And so we moved basically across country, or across the border. And I will tell you, I cried the whole entire way. Cried. We had 3 kids at the time, and I'm gonna just tell you that it was a horrible experience. I have a very funny story for another day about our first Christmas our first Thanksgiving and Christmas here. Yes, it was just not a good experience. And, looking back on it, I laugh now, but I sure as heck was not laughing then. And I made my ex-husband promise that in 3 months, if things didn't get better, we were moving back home regardless, didn't care. And, I'm still here. So, number 13, how many countries have you traveled to? 3. Punta Cana, Aruba. Are they in the same country? I don't think they're the same country. No, they're not the same country. Oh my gosh. And then I've traveled from Canada to the States. So 3 countries. Excuse me. Number 14, who is your celebrity crush? Okay, you guys are gonna die. You're gonna die. This is funny. Sylvester Stallone. If I can get a pass for, like a long weekend, not just a night, I want a long weekend with Sylvester Stallone, I would totally do it. Don't ask me why. There's just something about him that, yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Number 15. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have 4 dogs. Jedi, Maddie, Rhea and Odin. Rhea and Odin are not quite 4, and they are Mastiff Dane mixes, and so they're big. And then Jedi is a Shih Tzu, and he is almost 16. And then Maddie, we lovingly call our golden shit because she is a Shih Tzu golden mix, and she is 15. So those two are getting up there, and yeah. And my little Jedi, he's not feeling too good. He's struggling. So we are giving him the best life he possibly can, and in preparation. So yeah. Okay. That's 16, 17. What do you do in your free time? Well, I don't have a lot of free time. But when I do have free time, I either like to read, I craft, whether it's diamond painting or cross stitching or crocheting, or sometimes some other craft. It just depends. But like I said, I don't really have a lot of free time because between spending time with my family and doing things together and, work life, kids, that whole deal. Yeah, so I don't get a lot of free time per se, but I think my ultimate is honestly just to recharge my batteries. I love sitting by a fire and reading a really good book, and having something kind of awesome to either drink and nibble on while I'm doing that. So I think that would probably be it. Okay. 18. Do you have any weird quirks? I mean, I don't think so. I'm sure other people think I do, but I don't think I do. Do I have any weird quirks? Well, maybe, yeah, I mean, yes, maybe. Okay. I have 2 things I'm a little anal about. One is the dishwasher and how it's loaded. Okay, I'm not even joking. Yes, okay, it's a weird quirk. I will go and redo the dishwasher after everybody has put their dishes in it because nobody can do it right. And then I am kind of like the laundry Nazi here, and I can get a stain out like nobody's business. It's crazy. We don't have stains in our clothes. But I'm kind of like a laundry freak. I love doing laundry, which I think might be weird. And because everybody I talk to is like, "What? We don't use our towels more than once." Because no, that's gross. And so yeah, apparently that's weird. So maybe those are my weird quirks. I don't Sure, that sounds good. Okay, 19. What is your favorite color? I mean, I like greens. I like Kelly green. I kind of like turquoise. I don't like pinks. I'm not a pink girl, mainly because I have red hair. And back in the day, my mother used to put me in pink all the stinking time, or red. And I'm telling you what, redheads don't look good. Okay, most redheads don't look good in most pinks and most reds. And I unfortunately did not look good in either color because of my skin tone and the color of my hair. And yeah, so I like jewel tones, honestly. Yeah, if I'm gonna be totally honest, I like jewel tones, like rich purples and blues and greens and golds and kind of like, yeah, like those kinds of colors. 20. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I have a baby brother who is 48, almost 49, and he's my baby brother. So, and I just have the one. We have a very small family, and we have a great relationship. So, I love my baby brother. He's a good man. Good man. 21. Do you know your personality type? What is it? Is bitchy a personality type? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what my personality type is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what my personality type is. 22. Have you been to any concerts or festivals? Which were the most memorable? Okay, yes, I do go to concerts. Okay, just a second here. Sorry, guys. To get up. And excuse me, little sippers. Okay. All right. Yes, I go to concerts. I love concerts. And a lot of the concerts that I've gone to have been country, because I have a girlfriend who loves country. And anytime, Reba, Tim, Faith, Keith Urban comes to town, Brad Paisley, we go see them, or have gone to see them. And I actually haven't been with her for quite some time. And I do remember this. She gripped my arm so stinking hard at a Keith Urban concert, because he came up to the front of the stage, and we were maybe 20 rows back from that stage, and she freaked out and gripped my arm so dang bad that I had bruises for like weeks. Like, her claws went into my arm. Okay, the most memorable one though was I went to the Elton John, I think it was the Red Piano. I think it was the Red Piano tour that he did in Vegas. And this is years ago. And he was, I think he took over for Celine Dion for a little while, while she went on kind of like a sabbatical for a bit. And so he took over her spot for a bit. And so a girlfriend and I went to the concert, paid like $250 for tickets, right? And we were kind of in nosebleed section. Like, I think we were in the third, might have been the third level of the Coliseum or stadium or whatever they call it inside the hotel. And so we were in there. Okay, so they won't let you bring in cell phones or any taping device at all, right? So we had to put all of our stuff into a bucket and got our tickets, to get them back at the end of the night. And okay, so he's singing away, he's doing these things, and this concert had a lot of blow-ups in it. And like, that's all I mean, his singing's phenomenal. I love Elton John. Anytime, Elton John comes and I can find tickets, can afford tickets, I will go. In fact, I'm going again, I think in September, when he comes to Seattle. But anyways, in Vegas, big showman, right? And so he had his piano on the stage, and there was nothing else on the stage. And but every once in a while, blow-ups would come out either on the stage or around the seating areas, right? And one song came on, couldn't tell you which one because I was hysterical. And these blow-ups came out on the stage, and one of them wouldn't blow up correctly. And it was shaped like a banana. And so, and it would not blow up correctly at all. And so you see these stagehands and they're trying really, really, really hard to be inconspicuous, but they're not. And so you see them scurrying around this thing, right? And they're trying to like plop it up so that the air would go into it properly, and they're not succeeding. Like every time they would almost get it to a point and then they would like let go and it would flop back down, right? So the singing is going on. Alton's doing his concert. He's banging away on his piano. I don't think he realizes what's happening behind him, and I'm hysterical. Like I'm hysterical. My friend and I was laughing so much. My head was between my legs because I was laughing so freaking hard. I had the whole row laughing just because I was laughing so much. And, you know, the usher comes on over and she's like, "Ma'am, you need to stop. You need to control yourself or you're going to have to leave." And I'm like, "I'm okay. I'm okay." So I'm hysterical, you guys. And like that was the funniest thing. But it didn't end there. So then another song comes on, and it might have been like the next song or maybe the song after. I don't know. So they finally, you know, fix the bananas, whatever they were. I don't think that they were bananas, but that's what they looked like. Because I don't even know what in relation to the song it had to do with. So, but anyways, it was funny. So then another song comes on, and he reaches like this crescendo to the song, and all of a sudden out of the walls come these blow up lips. Well, what do you think that they look like from far away, right? So I've lost it. I have lost it. At this point, I was hysterical. I could not contain myself, and my poor girlfriend, she's trying so hard to like laugh quietly, and the people around us, I mean, they weren't even annoyed because I was laughing, so I was giggling. I was just hysterically giggling that like nobody was annoyed around us doing the you know, which most people would do at a concert. Oh yeah, no, I got myself in trouble by the usher. I was escorted out of my seat or out of my aisle, and told that I wasn't allowed to come back until I could contain myself. So I think that was probably my most memorable concert I've ever been to, and no other concert has ever beaten that, for sure. For sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. 23. What are your favorite values in friends? Honesty. I am a 3 strikes you're out kind of friend. I am kind of a horrible friend, I guess, that way. But I am honest with my friends, and I expect the same back. And so I have a really hard time when I find out that I've been lied to about certain things. Well, really anything. Yeah, so I think I would have to say honesty. Yeah. Okay, 24. What is one thing you wish people knew about you? I don't know, about how funny I am. Like, no, I think I'm hysterical. My children beg to differ, but I think I'm hysterical. I don't know. One thing I wish people knew about me. I don't know. I think I'm a good person, and I'm compassionate, and that, you know, I'm always willing to help lend a hand. Oh, whatever. What is one thing that I wish? I think that, you know, that people realize that I'm as funny as I really am. Yeah, I don't know. You know, because I could always say, oh, I'm a good mom, I'm a good, a good girlfriend, a good, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Number 25. What social media are you addicted to? Okay, wouldn't that question be better if it was what social media are you not addicted to? I mean, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube are, I guess, my three things that I go to all the time. I'm not really into Twitter, and I don't do Snapchat. So yeah, I guess that it would be more Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I am truly a YouTube junkie and watch a lot of different YouTube. Um, and I find that, you know, I can fall asleep too watching other people's YouTube videos and stuff. So, plus, holy crap, there's such a wealth of knowledge on YouTube. So, yeah, I guess I would say that those were my three main ones. Number 26. How do you get along with your family? My family is small. Like, I'm not kidding. My mom is an only child. And my dad had two siblings, but he was, you know, the oldest by quite a bit. And so and everybody in the family, so my aunt, my dad's sister, had one child. My dad's brother, my uncle, had one child. My mom was an only child, and she had my brother and I. And so there weren't a lot of cousins. And so our family is really quite small, and had dwindled during, I guess, you know, my brothers and my generation. However, my brother and I, have certainly overpopulated our own families. So I have 4 children, and my brother has 4 biological children and 1, is that right? Yeah, 4, wait. 4 biological children and 2, no, he's got more than that. Oh my gosh. Okay. So he has 6 biological children and 1 that he adopted. Yeah, I think that's right. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, my family, you know, I love my mom very much. I love my brother very much. We don't live close to each other anymore. When I moved away from Edmonton and moved to the States, my brother moved because of his job. He's a welder. And so we went where the work was. And unfortunately, that was not in Alberta at the time. And then because their children weren't in the same province anymore, my parents moved back home to them, because they were born in Ontario. And so they moved back home where their families were. So that's where my grandparents were from, and any aunts and uncles that are in the family. And but, you know, like, my grandparents are gone now on both sides. My dad died 13 years ago. And so it's, you know, just my brother and I and my brother's wife and their 4 kids. And yeah, so, but we get along great. I mean, you know, we talk as much as we can. We You know, if any of us needed each other at all at any time, you know, we would always be there for each other. When we get together, when we do see each other, it's like no time has passed at all. You know, my brother and I squabble right away, and yeah, it's like we were never apart. So yeah, so I get along with my family quite well. So, and then of course my children, get along with them mostly. um Number 27, what is the biggest struggle you overcame? um Okay, well, I mean, there's a couple, but I guess the most recent-ish one was my divorce. That was really quite something for me to overcome, only because, you know, we'd been together for 28 years, married for 26. And while we fought a lot, and didn't kind of have always the same goals or opinions, I was still quite shocked when he just decided one day that the life we were living was not the life he wanted anymore. And I had been a stay-at-home mom, you know, for 24 years. I didn't have family here. You know, I had a group of friends that I'm close to, but you know, it's different, right? And so I didn't have a job, I didn't have family, and except my own little family. And it was a very, very difficult time. And you know, our divorce was not amicable. Which is weird because, you know, really what we had were 3 adult children and 1 teenager who wanted absolutely nothing to do with his dad. And but his dad was quite insistent that that what he wanted was what he wanted. And my son was not as agreeable to that. And so the hoops that were put in front of us were really quite amazing. So anyways, we you know, between that and helping my son get through his feelings and things that were going on, as well as trying to figure out a life for myself on, you know, less than half the income, because we'd been married for so long. Support was a little longer than a typical divorce. And you know, trying to keep the house and the kids together, the family together. 3 of my children live with me and my granddaughter. And you know, just trying to get all of that settled, and trying to figure out life, and getting back into the workforce after 24 years, and finding a job that was going to be supporting, you know, the what we needed in order to keep the house and support, you know, people and that kind of thing. So that was probably one of the biggest struggles I've ever had to overcome. And thankfully, I have some very good friends who helped me through it. I'm very close to my children, and they also, you know, we rallied together, and I lucked into, like, seriously the best job ever. So I've been blessed, and so while it was a horrible beginning, the outcome has been so much better, so much better. And for both sides, you know, honestly, for both sides. But yeah, I would say that was my biggest struggle. Who is my role model? Who is my role model? You know, I think that if I had to, that's, there's a few people, but I think I would say my dad. My dad was an amazing man, amazing. And he had a quick wit, sarcastic, but his mind was just so, he could size a person up like nobody's business. And but he was kind, and he was, he really lived the treat people the way that you want to be treated. And he was just, but he could size somebody up. And even though he may not like what you stood for, or liked you as a person or whatever, you would never know it. You'd never guess, because my dad treated everybody the way that he wanted to be treated. And he was smart, and just, his family, like his mom, he would do anything for his parents and anything for anybody in the family. He was just so great to my grandma, my mom's mom. And even though my grandpa was not the nicest man at all, he was a horrible father to my mother, and he was a very bad grandparent to my brother and I. But my dad, you'd never guess that he was not a liked man, because my dad still showed him respect. And yeah, so I would say he was a very good role model. I had a teacher as well in elementary school who really, really helped me learn how to be a good thinker, like to be more thoughtful, to be more gentler as a person, because I was a little bit, I was always combative as a teenager, and he found the good in me, and the diamond in the rough, so to speak. And he was just, how he lived by example, and just, it didn't matter, what kid or circumstance came from. He was just a really good person. So I think that those two were probably the ones that, yeah, but definitely my dad. Okay, 29. You are going out with friends. Describe your night. Okay, it depends on which friend group I'm going with. I have a couple of different friend groups, and the one that I've gone out with probably the most, I get into the most trouble with. And I'm not sure if it's me guiding the trouble, or them guiding the trouble, or, us together. So, but when we go out, it's typically, we're going out to like a bar club kind of thing. Music and dancing's involved. A lot of drinking is involved. A lot of laughs. Just a lot of craziness. A lot of craziness. Now, some other friends, like I have a good friend that I go to concerts with, and that's a lot of fun. I have another friend that, we go to dinner quite a bit. And I mean, the running theme with all of my friend groups, though, is laughter. I mean, there is always a lot of laughter, a lot of really good times, and just some great bonding. So I know, actually, that I think I just made myself sound really boring, and I'm not. Okay, number 30. What are you happiest with in your life? I think what I'm happiest with in my life is, and I know that this is going to sound so stinking corny, but being a mom. being a mom and a grandma, I'm happiest, when I'm with my family, when I'm with my kids, and that, they get along pretty well with each other. And I have to say that I'm happiest surrounded by the people I love, and um, I'm thrilled that I'm a Grammy, because my little grandbaby is she's the stinking cutest little thing ever, and being able to be a parent-ish the second time around. I said to my daughter today, actually, that we are good parents together. And we jokingly laugh that she's the dad and I'm the mom. But we have a really good rhythm together. And not that I think that, I'm being a parent the second time around, but I just, have a wealth of experience from, my first four, and being grandparents is different. So I would say that I am happiest being surrounded with my family and people I love. And, that encompasses some friends that I have that I consider family. And I truly love them. And they're just, part of our lives. So yeah, so that is the end of that. And I think maybe I got to an hour. I'm not sure. I had to stop a few times, so I apologize. Again, I'm so sorry for the raspy conversation tonight. But I can't let a week go by. I'm excited to be working on this collab piece, and it is coming along. I actually see some shape in the hearts, and the colors are beautiful. But if I can get these popping drills to settle down and to fix my bubbles and rivers, I will be a little bit happier. Yeah, so please go and check out Diamond Art Addiction's video that she has uploaded for our collab piece together. I'm still really excited. We're excited to be doing this together and seeing each other's progress. So yeah, so thank you so much for joining me again, and look for next Wednesday when we will have another tag. And I think that this one is going to be a lot of fun. Some of the questions that I kind of previewed before are hilarious. And so I think that, our answers will be pretty hysterical. I do have to say, after watching Cherri's Diamond Art Addiction's video from last week on the Get to Know Me first tag, part 1, I was really struck by how many similar answers we had to each other's to the questions, even though we are not from we don't live near each other, and we don't, we talk on Instagram and talk to each other that way, but neither one of us had discussed the questions beforehand or answers or anything, and so it was really kind of fun to listen to her answers and then hear, we had some very similar answers to our questions, so that was kind of fun. So I look forward to hearing what her answers are to these ones. And I'm sorry, mine were a little boring tonight. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Sorry. So anyways, I hope you all have a really wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right, bye-bye.